All right, can you hear me, Myrtle? Awesome. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you out there. I'll move over here so this isn't like an awkward one-way conversation. All right, we got a good group this morning. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are ready to flow and breathe. My name is Amber. Come into child's pose. And I've got Mike here with me. He's going to be showing you how to do all the things. So just follow along and breathe with him. Child's pose. So start to melt into your mat. Bring your big toes to touch, and then walk your fingers forward all the way to the front of your mat. So grip the mat with your hands, spread your fingers wide, and then move your hips back onto your heels. If you're feeling really tight right now, you can start to move your waist from side to side. Loosen up your spine. Take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs all the way up to capacity. Hold it right here at the tippity top. Open your mouth, blow it out. Good, let's do that again. Fill your lungs all the way up. Hold it here. Tiptoe your fingers to the right on that inhale. Open up your mouth, let it go. And then come back to center. Right, fill up your lungs again. Let's do this on the other side. Take a deep breath in. Open up your mouth, send it out. And just imagine that every time you let go of a really deep breath, you're being cleansed. You're letting go of something that you don't need anymore. Cleaning out any old debris, whether it's physical or mental or emotional. Okay, bring your hands back to center, child's pose. Right, and then move your hands back into tabletop. So walk your hands until they're right underneath your shoulders. Then press yourself up into a little box. Move your knees in, hip width distance. Plant your hands down, top of the feet, or maybe you curl your toes under today, whatever you need for stability. And then start to move. When I'm really tight, I like to make waves with my hips, just kind of going up and down, side to side. You can start with cat-cows, or you can wait till I call them. Whatever feels good right now. What do you need in this moment? So Myrtle's gone with a cat-cow. Let's all join her there. Like big exaggerated movements though. Bend your elbows a lot as you lower yourself down, almost like you want to skim the ground with your chest. And then when you exhale, press up really hard. Press the ground away from your hands, away from your knees, almost like you're gonna just float right off the ground. And then another inhale, drop the belly, lift the head and neck, cat pose. And one more cow. Oh, I mean, yeah, I mix those up a lot. You guys know what to do. And then find a flat back with your spine. Reach the crown of your head towards the front of the room. Reach your tailbone back. And then curl your right toes under. Lift your left leg up to the air, three-legged down dog. Breathe. So with that left leg up, let's flex the toes toward our faces and then pull your left heel out towards the left side of your house, your wall, your room. Wherever you are, out to the left. Good, keep your hip up and lifted. And then come back to center, three-legged downward facing dog. And now bend your knee and open your hips. So we're going the other way with that leg this time. Press your left heel over towards the right side. Press your right heel down towards the back of your mat. Take a breath. Exhale, twist, and then downward facing dog. Come back down into tabletop. Good. This time, curl your left toes under. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Three-legged down dog. Take a breath. Let it go. And now flex your right toes toward your face. Pull your right heel out towards the right side. Breathing, deep breathing. Imagine that as the breath floods your lungs, it's knocking any debris loose, making it easier for you to get open. Good. Now bend your knee, open up your hip the other way. So pressing that right heel towards the left side. Finding some space there in the thoracic spine, in your chest. Draw your chest up towards the ceiling. Take another breath. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right hand. Let's go to high lunge, actually. Just rise right up to crescent lunge. And see if you can straighten, like Mike's got his back leg pretty straight there. That's where you want to be. Lift your back knee up. That's going to help you open up this back leg, and that's going to get us ready for all kinds of movements. It's going to make our movements more fluid today, a little bit easier. And you're going to feel a lot looser when you walk out of the room you're in right now. So take another breath in. Good, hands down to the mat. Step into high plank. And this is our first high plank of the day, so let's set this up really well. Shoulders come right over the wrists, fingers spread, and then move your heels right over your toes. So you guys there at home, make sure that your toes are underneath your heels. That looks good, everybody. Okay, so from here, step your, what lunge side did we just do, right? Okay, good. Step your left foot to your left hand, high lunge. Take a big breath in, rise up. Breathe. I'd lift your back knee as high as you can, Mike. Oh, perfect. And I know that puts a lot of tension on that leg. Even if you've only been here for a second, this can make you have the shakes. Sometimes that's what opening does for us. It's like every fiber of our being is resisting that. But what would happen if you just stepped right into it? Yeah, you're going to shake anyway. But mentally, it's going to be easier. And step back to plank. Move your hands down to the mat. Take a breath in. And step your right foot to your right hand and your left foot to your left hand. Go to ragdoll. Big inhales, big exhales. What do you want to let go of right now? What's something from your week that just has not gone the way you wanted? Take a big breath in, and then take a moment, a big exhale, maybe more than one big exhale to let go of that. There you go. Yeah, good exhale, Mike. Yeah, whatever feels like it's standing in your way right now, if something feels heavy, figure out what that is, and that might even take you a moment. A lot of us are so accustomed to not looking at what we don't want to see that we don't even know it's there. So one more inhale all together now. Big breath in. Hold this one. Open up your mouth, send it out. And step your feet together. Lift your fingertips up to the sky, high Tadasana. And we're going to take 3 ohms to start our class. Join us. Let exhale your hands together at heart center, and then inhale a big breath, 3 ohms. Lift your arms back up to Tadasana. And then integrate every part of your body right now. Draw your shoulders onto your spine. Zip the pit of the belly in and towards the back. Head forward fold. Big exhale. Good. Inhale, press the ground away, stretch it up. Back to mountain pose one more time. Big breath in, lift. Big exhale, fold. And then big inhale again, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Good. Low plank, bend your elbows, start to lower down to the ground, and then keep your elbows really nice and tight in towards your body. Take a breath in, upward dog. And anytime you guys need to, you can drop your knees onto the ground in your low plank or your high plank or just anywhere. Downward facing dog. Look between your hands, step there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Tadasana. Rise up, take a breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. High to low plank. Move straight into it. Take a breath in, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, go there. Inhale, half rise, fold, Tadasana. Bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. That was the last one. Sigh it out. Look between your hands, step or jump. Halfway lift, fold, rise into chair pose. Breathe in, sit your hips back and down. And go ahead and come up onto your right toes. So lift your right heel up off your mat. Now see if just for a second you can take the whole right foot up off the mat. Just bring it to a hover right over the ground. Flex your foot towards your face. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release the foot. Same thing, other side. Lift your left heel up off your mat. Spread your left toes out. Take another breath in, fill up for this. Lift that heel off the ground entirely. Balance on your right leg. Bend the right knee. And release your right foot or left foot. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Take your right leg up into the air. And float it back down. Take your left leg into the air. Float it back down, back to the right side. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, release your leg. Take the left leg up. And open up the back of your leg as you lift. Take it back down one more time, right side up. And step your right foot to your right hand, warrior one. I notice that the backs of your legs feel more open. So press back with that back leg. Press back with the knife edge of your left foot. Reach the right hip and thigh forward. Take a breath. Chaturanga Tadasana, down to the ground, upward facing, downward facing dog. We go to the last side on the left side. Lift the left leg up. Step it forward. You're good, Mike. Good. Reach with your arms. Take a breath in, draw your shoulder blades back. And press back through that back thigh, press forward through the front thigh. Good work, everybody. And chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Look between your hands, hop or step there. Halfway lift, fold, chair pose. Breathe. Hey, come into low chair. Sweep your arms to the back of the room like you're going into airplane. And then let's go into low airplane. Not a pose. This is something that we're inventing on the fly. All you're going to do is sneak your right leg back. Yeah, perfect, Mike. If you need to, you can rest the tops of the toes on the ground for balance, or your fingertips. Whatever you need, find a way to modify, and then come back to your low chair. Keep your arms back. And take your left leg back. Sneak that back behind you. Come to rest on the toes if you need it, or the tops of the fingers. Good job, Myrtle. Stay there. Fly. And take a breath in. Exhale back to low chair. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway rise. Chaturanga. An upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Reach your right leg into the air, please. And step your right foot forward. Rise into warrior one. And then nice and tall, take your arms up. Press your right knee out towards your pinky toe. Take a big breath in. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And lift your left leg up. Step it forward. Take a breath, lift back up. And you guys, you know what's funny is that I'm realizing how many different aspects of our lives are practices. You can vinyasa through, go ahead, go down to the mat, upward dog, downward dog. Because when I saw a bunch of people in my class the other day at the Southside studio who weren't really taking advantage of the virtual classes, they'd kind of gotten out of their practice and they forgot how to align themselves. Come between your hands. Jump or step there, halfway lift, fold, rise up into chair pose. They forgot to squeeze in from skin to muscle to bone. They forgot how to sit back into their chair, so they came back into this practice part. And fold forward, halfway lift, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right side, warrior one. They forgot to press their right knee out towards their pinky toe. So give yourself that opening right now. Move your right knee out. Take your shoulder blades back. Take a breath in, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Sometimes we forget what our muscle memory can fade over time. Cells turn over. Take a breath in. And go back down to the mat. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths right here. Consider this a short little intermission just to get you guys back where you need to be. Back into your headspace. But notice that when we're still, that's when the thoughts start to creep back in, right? So make sure that you're being nice to yourself. All right, one more breath in. And as you breathe in this time, lift your right leg into the air. Big breath in, right leg goes up. And then bend your knee, open up your hip. And press your right heel over to the right side. Guys, instead of flipping your dog, we're gonna do something different this time. So just press that heel over, take a breath in, come back into plank, move your right knee to your left elbow, step the foot up, fall in triangle. You got this, Mike, perfect, right there. And take a breath in, we're gonna lift up to plank, side plank. And so we're on the knife edge of both feet. You can probably see Mike better than me, but yeah, he's got this. He's on balancing on the feet. Take a breath in. Let's go back to plank and then back to 3-legged down dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Take a breath in, look underneath your right armpit. Let's get a little bit deeper this time because we are eventually gonna flip our dog, so it's not quite yet. Take a breath in, come back to your fallen triangle. So again, that's just the right knee coming up towards the left elbow, the left foot coming up by the left hand, taking a breath in, lifting the left arm up. So press down through all 5 of your right fingers. Take a breath in, last time. Three-legged downward facing dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. And you guys are probably really warm by now, so if you're ready, go into your flip dog. And drop that right foot onto the ground. Nice, Kaylee. Bring your knees in a little closer together. And everybody, Kaylee and everybody, bring your knees in towards 12 o'clock. Mike, bring your knees in just a little. Your feet in a little too. Press your hips up to the sky. Stay here or go for a wheel. One more breath wherever you are. Downward facing dog. Right, let's move into the other side. So big breath in. Take your left leg up towards the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Now look underneath your left armpit, but press evenly into both of your hands. Notice if one of your shoulders and wrists is taking all the weight. Good. Start to unwind. We're going to take the left knee towards the right elbow and then step the left foot up by the right hand. Take a breath. Lift the right hand, lift the right hand up. Head back to three-legged downward facing dog. Take the left leg up. Take the left hip open. And then one more time in this fallen triangle. Left knee, right elbow. Step it up. Lift the hand. Take a breath. Press the left hand down into the mat. Notice if your shoulder is stacked over your wrist. I notice a lot of times if I'm not looking in the mirror, I'll be way back here. You want to stack your bones. That's going to give you the greatest chance for success at staying. And then back into your three-legged downward facing dog. This time stay or flip. Be gentle on your joints if you're flipping though. Make sure that you're landing softly on your feet. And then press your hips up to the sky. Reach forward with your left hand. And then take the next step, whatever that is. Maybe it's lifting up a little bit higher. Maybe it's one more deep breath or just a giant exhale. And take one more inhale, one more exhale. Yes, Myrtle, that's great. Lift up. Downward facing dog. And pedal out your feet. All right, step your right foot to your right hand and your left foot to your left hand. Let's come into goddess pose. Let's take 3 breaths right here. Bring your hands down, and then we're gonna step the left foot back. So we'll start in low lunge. So both of the hands are gonna be to the instep of the right foot. Take a breath in. Look at where your feet are. Take the back foot out to the left and make sure that the right foot is out to the right. Then we're gonna breathe in and lift up to crescent lunge. Really nice work, everybody. Take a breath. Bring your hands to heart center. And then exhale, twist to the right. You've got options here. So Mike's opted for the closed twist with his palms together and he's pressing into his hands, but you can also take the left hand down and the right hand up if and when you're ready. And then you've got a whole another variation that's your option where you can just take a big upright twist. And maybe this is for you if you're dealing with back pain right now, or you just want to keep opening up this back thigh. This is for you right here. Breathe. You got this, guys. One more breath. And then spin into warrior 2. Good. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. And so sometimes we get chances during our practice for breaks, whether we choose to do it, we come into a down dog or a goddess like we just did, or maybe we just get a little rest pose like extended side angle. And you can make this as difficult or as easy as you want. You could rest your elbow on your knee if you need more of a break. My son asked me the other day if people sleep in heaven. And I was like, I was trying to imagine a life of mine where I wouldn't be sleeping. It almost gave me anxiety to think about it. Because we all know that like sometimes we get so overstimulated that we just need a break, right? That's what this is for. When they come up, take them. Breathe a little deeper. Take one more breath right here, wherever you are in your extended side angle. And then hit the mat for chaturanga, upward facing dog, because we're starting to move again. Downward facing dog. Take a big exhale out. And then step back to goddess pose. Let's do that again. Take a little hip opener at the front of your mat. Might get us ready for the frog that we may or may not be doing later. This time, step your right foot back. Set yourself up for low lunge. Take this time to get your feet wherever you need them to be, wherever you want them to be. And then spread them out. Take up space so that you are setting yourself up for a stable lunge. When you're ready, lift your fingertips. Go up, high lunge. Breathe. So Mike, if I were you, I would take that would take that front foot out further. Yeah. Nope, out. Yep, and then that's perfect. Good, now put your back heel over your toes. There you go, that's gonna keep you stable. Yeah, so you guys, so Mike and everybody, make sure that you're spreading your feet out from right to left so that you're not like one behind the other on a tightrope, because that's gonna be really hard for you to balance. Yeah, it feels better, right? Good, good. Okay, so bring your hands to heart center, twist to the left. Take a big breath in. Exhale a big breath out, get more open. And use your breath as leverage. So those exhales, when you empty out, you create more space for twist. You have more leverage for twisting power. So pull back with your top shoulder. Press your bottom shoulder forward. Warrior two. And reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Yeah, just coast right down into this. Now, wherever you are, make sure that you've got enough space to twist open. And notice if your back feels like it's crunching a little bit. If it feels like there's a restriction of space in the low back, use a block under your bottom hand, or bring your elbow to your knees. Because we only want to twist from a place of length. We're rinsing. We're getting rid of. What do you need to get rid of? And don't think of anything outside yourself. Think of a thought, an idea, a belief, something limiting, something heavy. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And then anything that's residual, take this exhale to let it go. Big exhale out. Okay, let's take a breath in again. Big inhale. Hold it. Big exhale. And step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Go to chair pose. Then take your right leg over your left leg. Go into eagle. And then your right arm under your left arm. If that's never felt like a good thing to you, then there's no sense in us doing that right now. We can just do the goalpost arms or the genie arms. Or you could take a bind behind your back. This is a great idea to open your shoulders, whatever you guys want to do. Breathe. Mike is able to lift his elbows up toward his shoulders. So if you guys can, that's where the openness comes from, is that lift there. So if you can do that now. Take a breath in and release. And shake it out. Shake out your legs. Yeah, there you go, Myrtle. Show them how it's done. Kick your legs. And then sit back in a chair pose. Let's do eagle on the other side. So left leg over, left arm under. Breathe. Then hug in from skin to muscle to bone. Take one more inhale. Exhale, let go. Take it out again. Let's go back to mountain pose. Take a big breath in, reach your arms up. Tree on your right. Let's take your right foot, bring that somewhere above or below your knee. And then everyone take your right knee out to the right side. Like we're trying to open up that hip. And then lift your arms up towards the sky if you're not already. Anthony and everybody, lift your arms. Take a deep breath in. Warrior 3. So take your right leg back behind you. Reach your fingertips forward. Take a breath. Drop your fingers. Standing leg raise. Or 3-point balance. Now, you guys know that this is like your setup for handstand. If that's something that's in your practice or something you want to play with, you can go right now. You can take it to the wall. You guys all have walls where you are right now. It looks like everyone's inside, so go find a wall if you want to, or stay right here on your mat and just start kicking up. Nice, Mike. Yeah, Mike did our handstanding workshop a couple months ago. He still got it. You guys, if you want to take this somewhere else, you can. Yes, there you go, Myrtle, kick up. Take a breath. And ragdoll. Come into rest. Come back into breath. Sometimes I amuse myself by thinking of the origins of phrases. And the other day I was thinking about the one that goes, you've lost your mind. When you think about it, it's like, that's not really even offensive because that happens to most of us like a million times a day. It comes in and then it comes out and then it steps back in and then it steps back out. How many of you guys have lost your mind so far during this class? Probably everybody, right? And it doesn't mean that you went crazy. It just means that you disappeared for a sec. You went offline and then you came back online. So come back online. Let's bring everything back together and then step your feet together. Rise back up into your Tadasana. Get really long, get really tall. Take a breath in, go back into tree pose, other side. Left foot comes up onto the left leg somewhere. So I've got one of my kids class students with us here today. Her name is Myrtle. And when we're teaching kids yoga, we pretend to be animals a lot. So I want you guys to pretend right now that you're a flamingo. And then just find your grace right here. Just bring your foot and then just kind of, I don't know, just come into a sense of integration like you would if you were a bird that was just standing here and this is your normal thing, to stand on one leg. If you're ready, lift your arms. If you're not, keep them at heart center, but draw your shoulders back. Take one more breath. Good, and then go back. Flamingos fly, you guys. You know, I did not know that until I saw it on planet Earth, but they're huge flying birds. So take that leg back, reach your fingers forward. And then slowly drop your hands to the ground. You guys know what your options are. You can stay or you can play. One time when I offered this option, I had a student that just kept doing leg lifts. I thought that was a really cool hybrid between staying and playing. So get creative. I saw Kaylee coming into a half moon variation a minute ago. I've seen people come into a half moon with a bind, a revolved half moon with a bind. Breathe. Oh, Myrtle's in a straddle. Love that, Myrtle. All right, ragdoll. Release your fingertips to the ground. Take a big breath in, rise back up to Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, chaturanga. Or a nice high to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take your right foot forward, go into warrior one. And here this is again, you guys are about to get a nice rest if you need one. You could go into warrior two, reverse your warrior, and then straighten your front leg, coast slowly down into triangle pose. And if you need a couple breaths and a break, this is it right here. There's other variations of triangle where you can lift both of your hands up off the ground and invoke some core power. But right now, maybe just make this a hip opener if you need to. Let yourself rest if you need to. And then come back up into warrior two. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left side, warrior one. Warrior two. Good, reverse your warrior. Triangle pose, straighten your front leg. And now breathe. If your fingertips are on the ground and your chest is below your waist, bring your hand up to your shin or a block, maybe even right below the knee. Give yourself some space. Take another breath. Warrior two. Down to the ground, chaturanga, upward dog, downward dog. Breathe. Come into plank. And step your right foot to your right hand and your left foot to your left hand. Crow. You guys are already there. You're already set up. Go now. This is also your core for today. So hug in from skin to muscle to bone. Lift your hips up. Yeah, look, Mike just dropped in the headstand. You got this, Mike. That was awesome. Do it again. It all happened so fast I didn't have time to make a diagnosis, but I mean, it looks really good. Okay, get your head down. Perfect. You got this. Face yourself. I would actually, maybe even move your hands a little closer to your head. There you go. Does that feel more or less stable? More? Okay, good. Yeah. Always play around with your hands, guys. Notice what's basing you right now. Some people like to have their hands, so Leah taught me doing crow with my hands more out, like I was opening up jars. So maybe that will work for some of you guys. Good. From whatever variation you're in right now, start to make your way back down. Good. And then crow again, or I'm going to offer that maybe you guys come into firefly. So if you've never done firefly, it's kind of like the reverse of crow. You're going to bring your hands down to the ground again, but they're going to go back behind you. So you can either sit right here in your hands. At the very least, it's a hip opener, or you can lift your feet up off the ground like that. So you guys play around.
Miss Amber, can I do side crow?
One sec, Myrtle. What did you ask?
Can I do a side crow?
Of course. Oh. Oh. Good work, guys. When you're done, come into goddess pose so I know you're done. All right. Come onto your backs. Bridge or wheel. Now, if you're ready for wheel, don't let me stop you. You guys just go ahead and do what you do. Get right up there into the air. Lift your hips off the ground. Lift. Breathe. Take a breath in, then go up even higher. And let go. You slipping? Yeah. Oh, don't you hate when that happens? Yeah, everyone knows what that's like to be covered in dog hair or have something that is. All right, let's go back up. Braid your wheel. Take a breath, lift your hips even higher. And then come back down, chin to chest, take your knees side to side. Let's do it again, bridge your wheel. Everybody lift. And press into whatever is grounding you right now. If that's just your feet, press into your feet. If it's hands and feet, press into all four. And then let go. Release all the way back down to the ground. Take your knees side to side. Bridge your wheel. Last time, guys. Get up. Don't waste any time thinking about it, because if not now, then when, right? We're in this together. You have all of the support. You have the tools. Good. Stay up. One more inhale. And release. Good. This time, take your knees side to side. Take some of the pressure off that low back there. And then come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a breath in. Exhale that breath back out. And rock and roll 3 times. Bring your knees onto your chest. And let's move into boat. If you guys need to have your hands on the, oh, that's bow. Did you guys think I said bow? Boat. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, boat. I was like, wait, what did I say? All right, everybody in boat pose. Yes, bring your feet up. I was just gonna tell you guys, if you need to grab a hold of something, grab a hold of the backs of your thighs or rest the heels on the ground. Take that liberty if you need to. Breathe. And then from this place of security, take your shoulders back. If you're not grabbing a hold of your thighs, lift your arms up. See what that does. See what happens there. And then drop your arms out in front of you, reach for low boat. And come back up to high boat. And grab your thighs again if you need it. Come back into low boat. And one more time, back into high boats. And then low boat. 2 breaths right here. Don't let go just yet. Breathe. And release. Come onto your backs. Go to happy baby. I want you guys to get properly warmed up for that frog I promised you. Roll onto your front. Let's go to frog. Do you know this one, Myrtle? Frog pose? You do? Okay. If you don't want to do this one, you can do your straddle split, okay? It's going to get you the same kind of effect. So that thing that I was alluding to at the beginning of class about how everything is a practice, I might have already told this story on Monday, but we reopened the studio on Monday, and I was sitting in my car, and I was just kind of like, I was feeling like a little nervous to come in here and teach my class, given that there might be people, which is weird because I can't say I've ever been one of the individuals who has had social anxiety, but I've also never been socially isolated for 2 straight months. And so that brought me into this awareness that even that is a practice. Like things that I thought were integrated parts of my personality are just practices. Like we become our habits and our habits become us. We become our environment and our environment becomes us. We're influenced by things. And so when we choose to keep putting ourselves in the same situations over and over again, we need to look at whether or not those are healthy for us, because that is what's determining the way we're turning out as people. The good news is, guys, we can change this at any given moment. If I want to get over my social anxiety that I just suddenly developed, I got to put myself in situations that's going to help me diminish that. I need to put myself in situations where I'm around people. And there's always that memory there. So the first time I did it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. And then the chips just fell into place. But if you're starting a new practice, be gentle with yourself. If you're in a hips practice, be gentle with yourself. Because all of these things come slowly. I'm sure you guys heard that phrase from your parents about how Rome wasn't built in a day. Hips didn't open in a day either. Give yourselves a little longer than that. Let's take the next 5 to 7 breaths just to soak in whatever it is that we need to soak in, to soften how we need to soften, and just to be gentle and understanding of ourselves. Slide forward onto your belly, nice and slow. And then take a couple moments to get onto your back. Take your time. Move into fish. You want to block, Mike? Mm-hmm. There you go. Put it right there. Should be good. Yeah, let your head rest on the ground right now. Just bring tons of ease into this. Very little effort. If you want more hip opening, you can move your feet together and your knees out wide into butterfly while you're here. Otherwise, just rest. And remove your block, and then come into an inversion of your choice. For restoration, I like waterfall and shoulder stand. If you want to do something else to get rid of any more excess energy, you can go into headstand or handstand. Whatever you're working on. If you're in waterfall, go ahead and reach your hands up. Reach your fingers too. Let the fluids drain from them also. Take one more breath and release. Come all the way out of your pose. And then draw both of your knees onto your chest. Let's take a supine twist. So extend your left leg out in front of you. And then keep the right knee hugged into the chest. We're gonna move the right knee over the left side of our bodies and then look over the right shoulder. So we're opening up the spine gently. Try to press both of your shoulders down into your mat. And come back to center, hug everything in. This time, extend your right leg out. And keep the left knee hugged in. Move the left knee over the right side of your body. And look over your left shoulder. One more full breath in. One more big exhale out. Move back to center. Collect yourself. Hug it all in. Let's get ready for our Savasana. This is the real climax of the end of this here. So bring everything into a little ball, hug your knees in, drop your forehead, and just tighten everything just for the contrast. We're building up to this release, okay? So everybody take a big inhale in. Exhale back out, Savasana. And now we rest. Gently begin to wake your body back up. Activate your fingers and your toes. Pull in a big breath. Send that breath to all the parts of your body, from your fingertips all the way down into your big toe. And then pull your knees onto your chest. Maybe give yourself a little back massage, roll from right to left before settling on your right side when you're ready. And then press yourself up to your seat. Bring your hands together at heart center. Let's close class with one big omen together. Bring your thumb knuckles to forehead center. Together we bow to each other and ourselves. Namaste. Oh, thank you guys for joining me here today. Whether you decided to come into the studio or do this from home, I appreciate you so much. The doors are open, so anytime you guys want to come in, if you're local and you're ready, I keep reading, you guys can't see me over there. We're ready for you guys. So everything is we're going mat to mat. We've got a lot of safety precautions in order. We're cleaning and sanitizing everything. And that's about it. So anytime you guys want to drop by and say hi, we've got our regular class schedule up. We're going to keep the virtual one going. And yeah, either studio, you guys can drop in on us and say hi. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time. Hopefully soon. Anyone have any questions?
Thank you so much, Miss Amber.
You're so welcome, Miss Myrtle. Bye, Anthony. Bye, Christine. Bye, Kaylee.
Bye, Amber.
Bye, Miss Amber.
Yeah, bye.